Hello again, so quick video, just want to break down natural gas as well. This is a position that I'm still very much interested in. Obviously this was taken as a loss, but I feel like there's such a big move coming to the upside. It's just something that we've got to wait for. So we've got the weekly here, we can see again, so we've had this downward sloping trend line. Price is broken out, and then we're just simply looking for the retest. It's hit the weekly 50 EMA, which is interesting really, because the weekly 50 isn't respected at all. You can see price just smashes through this, so I would really consider that irrelevant. On the daily, again, so downward sloping trend line again here. So this is where we really need price to break through, but if we're entering past this downward sloping trend line, then your risk to reward is going to be screwed, so it's not really worth taking a position. So that was one of the negatives entering this position here. You'd have to have traded through the daily 50 EMA. The entry becomes a bit more clearer on the intradays. So if we start on the 4 hour, we had this downward sloping trend line here. We had support here. So the price had come back and then broken out. Hit the 4 hour 50 EMA, but I was already in the position by then. And then again, a downward sloping trend line. If I go down to the 1 hour, I'll be able to see what I entered. So 1 hour makes it a bit more clearer. So here we have downward sloping trend line. You can see price actually retested this. Obviously there's support here, but you know, that's why I had my stop way below this. I actually had it below the daily lows, just where I wanted to hold this for quite a long time actually. So I entered this on a continuation. So what you had obviously an engulfing candle, only slightly engulfing, and then it broke the 1 hour 50 EMA, so closed above the 1 hour 50. So I was immediately in this position. As soon as I saw this close, price carried on going. It actually hit the 1.27 Fibonacci, and then it's just gone down. On the correction, I've drawn this in, which again is a downward sloping trend line. You can see how many times price has hit it. I was stopped out of the position. Where was I? I was stopped out of the position here, and you can see price has just come back, stop hunted again, and then it's carried on going. It's quite interesting though, because we've got this and it's still hitting this downward sloping trend line. So if we zoom out, we go back down now to the larger time frames. So we've got the 4 hour here, and you can see there's a level here. It's not obvious, but I would not be surprised now if price carries on down to this level here, hits what would be support. It would be a fairly key area as well, so it would be, if we look at the round number, it would be 2.150, and then it could retest this, which would be obviously the larger downward sloping trend line on the daily. Would not be surprised if that happens. And if we zoom out even further, pop a line on here, you can see there's a lot of area here. So I'm looking to re-enter this, but for me to re-enter, I would need a clean break of the 1 hour 50 and then a retest. So I would want to see, ideally, say for this downward sloping trend line, I'd like that to come down to here, and I'd like to see price, let me just get an arrow up, I'd like to see price break out of this. Then I'd like to see price retest with the 50 EMA here, and that is when I'd enter my position. So then wherever this is, ideally if it's down here, that would be the best, but I'd like stop again, I'd want it below the lows, and then I would just be targeting recent highs again. I do think it will get to here, it's just waiting for that entry. I hope this video was helpful, and speak to you guys soon.